What is up, hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack everything our Web3 education. If you guys are brand new here, be sure to be subscribed for everything, the basics around education in the space. Slap that notification bell if you want to be notified first. Definitely leave a comment as well. It helps get it out to more people, and slap the like button because that also helps it get out to more people. Now, in this video, I'm going over Wall Street memes. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Wall Street bets, it was a phenomenon that hit the world when GameStop just skyrocketed. A subreddit that started called Wall Street Bets. It's been around for a long time, but this bubbled to the top, and GameStop was the breaking point. So there were a couple different hedge funds that were short this stock. There was a YouTuber named Deep Effing Value, and that was his username on Reddit. He was going around basically saying this is an immensely undervalued stock. And people were picking up on the fact that it was extremely shorted by these huge hedge funds. And now with the invention of Robinhood, where it's extremely easy to buy stocks, you had this pump, this legendary moment in history where the retail investors on this subreddit were buying just whatever they could, and it eventually collapsed this hedge fund that was short. And this echoed throughout all of the meme community, because if you've ever been on Reddit, you've seen some of these subreddits that are just incredibly rife with all these awesome memes. Now, in comes Wall Street Memes. This is a community-driven project, and I've been following it for a little while, passively, kind of lurking around to see what was going on. And recently I reached out to them. I said, hey guys, would love to chat, want to figure out what's going on, and I want to get in on this. So theoretically, this is a sponsored review. I wanted to do this because I believe in memes and I believe in community-driven projects, and this, with 1 million people in the community, is that. It is a huge community of individuals that are all about the memes. They're all about having some fun. And ultimately, as I've covered on the channel many times before, meme tokens are extremely high risk. Always do research. Always make sure you're never investing any more than you can afford to just vaporize. And of course, this is not financial advice. And what is really cool about this is that meme tokens can eventually hit an inflection point. I went through this stage by stage previously on the channel, but effectively, really quickly, what happens is a meme token sparks, you have a community rally behind it, everybody starts to really get it listed on all these different exchanges, providing liquidity and things like that, and then merchants start to accept it as currency. This was a great example done by Dogecoin that's accepted by hundreds of different merchants all over the world, if not thousands. The Dallas Mavericks even was accepting it for a while. And it is an inflection point that hits where you get that utility click. And it takes a while. It takes a huge wave of people to hold that and basically allow merchants to say, okay, well, there's a huge community of individuals that hold this currency. Insert whatever currency you want, seashells, cheeseburgers, meme tokens, whatever it is. And that merchant will then be able to decide if they want to hold on to that currency or they can dump it because there's liquidity there, whatever the merchant wants to do. But the key here is that that value comes in, that utility comes in way later. The initial spark of the Pepes and the Dogecoins of the world is always started by memes. That is just how this meme token craze started. And I'm really excited about this one specifically because there is a ton of people in this community. I mean, this is more than what I noticed in Pepe early days. When I was watching Pepe, a lot of people were watching it closely. Dive into the community, check it out. All the links will be in the description so you can join the community on your own and check it out. But you're always watching for people helping each other. That's a universal thing that happens in these communities early days for that spark, is if people are supporting each other, they're laughing, they're having fun, people are supportive, there's no sort of poisonous people just going around, they're getting banned, community's policing itself, and it is a really cool decentralized approach to a lot of these. And with Wall Street Memes, they've set out quite a interesting roadmap. Of course, they have decentralized exchange listings that they want to do, centralized exchange listings that they want to do. And as I mentioned before, that's the groundswell. The groundswell begins. Community members go all over and start hitting all the different exchanges to say like, hey, win Pepe, win Doge, all the different types of coins. And in this case, when Wall Street memes, or when WSM. This is the breaking point where the centralized exchanges start taking notice and they start picking it up. I remember when OKX listed Pepe, they were one of the first. And then I remember Gemini listed it, and they were, very early. I was impressed that Gemini got involved early with Pepe, but they listen. They want traders. They want people to come on, do volume and everything. Now, BitVi, a partner of the channel, I'm sure they listen to new tokens all the time that pop up, because that's a user acquisition strategy for these exchanges that make their money off of transaction volume. The Wall Street Memes army is breaking down this token allocation into a couple different buckets. You have 50% spent on marketing. This is Gleam campaigns. This is people all joining the community. This is people making memes. This is everybody helping each other out. And spraying around giveaways and things like that is a great way to basically absorb huge quantities of people all over the space that are interested in being part of a community. And this is extremely volatile, of course, in the early days. And that 50% is a key component to growing that community. Now, 30% goes to community awards. This is the meme warriors. This is the people that are actually out there creating content. And this is the meme influencers all over Twitter that are making the awesome memes about Elon and everything all day, every day. 10% to centralized liquidity exchanges, and then 10% to the decentralized exchanges. This is just par for the course. They're going to have to provide it. I don't know who's going to be providing it. I don't believe it's going to be a centralized authority that's going to be providing it. Probably the community that is coming together and pooling resources to provide that liquidity. And for those that are brand new to the space, when you provide liquidity, you allow for people to swap. And if you provide a pool of that liquidity, people can exchange and buy that token and vice versa. And that is decentralized finance and DeFi at its core. So, of course, you have the foundation building out that smart contract, getting the community riled up, getting them hyped, getting them going, starting to talk to decentralized exchanges. But this is ultimately a branding and community play. This is how that groundswell gets to be to the point where every centralized exchange on Earth wants to list tokens like this, where they say, all right, there's 1 million people in this community. How much could we make on transaction volume every month if we onboarded half of those people, a third of those people, even a tenth of those people? It's really up to the marketing teams on these centralized exchanges that say, all right, we're seeing this trend on Twitter. We need to get involved. So you have your decentralized exchange listings after it goes live as a foundation, and then you have your centralized listing exchanges after that starts to take off. And then, of course, we have the community component that is make or break. We have the gated community. This component is huge in the meme token world, and this is a really cool concept that a lot of high-quality projects have always focused on. The CyberKongs of the world have gated communities that allow you to go in when you're a holder and you can participate in conversations that are exclusive. And this is always something that I've found quite fascinating about the space. And it is a very good use case for how holding something gets you in through the door, like a ticket. And I've always enjoyed that part of this. So the tier 1 centralized exchanges is on the roadmap. And as I said before, that comes a little later. I know that they're planning for it pretty soon, but ultimately, to be realistic, you have to have that huge groundswell of people early on to trigger that and to have those people pay attention and to get their attention. Now, the meme store with all their merch is going to be probably their biggest traction early days. This is where they have caps, they have mugs, they have t-shirts, sweatshirts, all of the above. And this is really part of what makes a meme community a meme community. You gotta have your merch. I've always enjoyed seeing the different types of merch, and when it drops, everybody gets excited, and most importantly, you're able to, support the cause, because some of these exchanges are going to list it when there's traction, when there's attention being brought on it, when there's a huge community. But a lot of them are, trying to wrangle for fees. They want a couple $1 million or something like that. And I think that that's not really what's going to happen here, because if you get that groundswell, they're going to list you because they want the the transaction volume. This is all something that happens pretty quickly. It's extremely volatile, and I never recommend doing anything without doing your own research. I don't do financial advice or anything like that, but the WSM token is going live soon, and they've already raised over $13 million. It's a huge community of people. I've been a big fan of Wall Street Bets for many years now, and ever since the GameStop just fiasco that happened, I followed it very closely. So seeing offshoots like this where you have everybody kind of come together, making awesome memes and just having a community rally around something is really cool. So the hope here, once again, is groundswell happens, centralized exchange lists, and merchants begin to accept in the future. Of course, you have your merchant store already that's on the plans, but the merchants selling goods and services for that token in the future, like the Shiba Inus and the Dogecoins and the Pepes. It happens. It's very, very, very rare, and it is cool to watch it happen. So if you're interested in some fire memes and you wanted to check it out, there is a link in the description below for you to learn more. I read through their white paper. It's pretty slick, but I do recommend always doing your own research and playing around in the community first. Provide some value to people, have some fun, post some memes, and always, always, always do your own research. That's it for this video. I hope you guys like it. Slap a like if you like the memes, and I will see you guys here on the next episode of Hack Crypto.